Wave after wave, the missiles kept coming. Not one, not two, but dozens, arriving within minutes. And while the world watched the skies, something far more complex was happening behind the scenes, because every interception, every explosion in the air, was not random. It was a decision, calculated, prioritized, executed in seconds. In the previous video, we explored how coordinated missile waves can stretch even advanced defense systems to their limits. But now, we go deeper, because the real question is no longer, can these systems intercept missiles? But how do they decide what to intercept and what to let through? Because what you're about to see is not just a defense system, it is a real-time decision engine, operating under pressure, where every second matters and every choice has consequences. At the core of Israel's defense is a layered architecture, a system built not for a single threat, but for multiple types of attacks arriving at different ranges and different speeds. At the first layer, we find the Iron Dome, designed to intercept short-range rockets and artillery, fast, responsive, highly automated. Above it, a second layer, David's Sling, built to handle more advanced threats, including tactical ballistic missiles. And beyond that, the Outer Shield, aero missile defense system, designed to intercept long-range ballistic threats, often outside the atmosphere. Together, these systems form a network, not separate units, but interconnected layers working as one. But here's what most people don't see. These systems don't just react, they calculate. Every incoming projectile is tracked immediately. Speed, trajectory, altitude, estimated impact point. Within seconds, the system runs a prediction. Where will this land? If the answer is an open field, a low-risk zone, the system may choose not to intercept. But if the trajectory points toward urban areas, population centers, critical infrastructure, then the system engages. This is not hesitation, it is optimization, because interception is not free. But everything changes when the number of incoming threats begins to rise. Under normal conditions, this system operates efficiently, one threat at a time. Clear tracking, clear prioritization. But missile waves change everything. Now, instead of one incoming projectile, but there are dozens, sometimes hundreds, arriving within a compressed time window. Different speeds, different trajectories, different altitudes, all converging at nearly the same time. The system must now track every object, predict every trajectory, assign priority, and launch interceptors simultaneously. This is no longer a simple defense scenario. This is a stress test. Because behind every interception, there is a cost. Each interceptor missile is a finite resource. Each launch consumes time, capacity, and inventory. Under sustained missile waves, these resources are continuously used, which means the system must decide what is critical, what can be delayed, what can be ignored. And this is where strategy becomes essential, because not every threat can be intercepted at once. And this is where modern warfare shifts from interception to endurance. As missile waves intensify, the layered system activates. Short-range threats, handled by Iron Dome. Medium-range threats, engaged by David's Sling. Long-range ballistic threats, intercepted by Arrow systems. Each layer takes on its role, but coordination is everything. Because if one layer is overwhelmed, the pressure shifts to the next. And in a high-intensity scenario, that pressure can cascade. When the number of incoming threats exceeds the system's capacity, this is known as saturation. At this point, the system is no longer operating under ideal conditions. It is managing overload. Decisions become faster. Margins for error shrink, and the difference between interception and impact can be measured in seconds. Because under saturation, perfection is no longer the goal. The objective changes: minimize damage, protect critical areas, maintain system integrity. This is not about stopping everything. It's about surviving the wave. What we are witnessing is a transformation. Air defense is no longer just about technology. It is about decision-making, resource management, and sustained performance under pressure. Because in modern conflict, the strongest system is not the one that never fails, but the one that continues to operate even when pushed to its limits. And this leads to the next question. What happens when the system can no longer keep up? When interceptions fail and impacts increase? In the next video, we break down exactly that scenario. What happens if missile interceptions fail? If you're interested in deep military analysis and modern warfare insights, consider subscribing for more.